So there's women just treating marriage like another business investment. And even though this has been happening for a long time, what seems to be happening more and more is women are almost bragging about it. Let me show you what I mean here.
This weekend is a pretty pivotal weekend for me. This is the anniversary date of when I kicked my husband out of our family home 3 years ago. And it is also the year anniversary that I stopped talking to him completely, blocking him on every possible avenue to get a hold of me. We now only communicate through email, which is rare because now I just stopped replying, and just through our lawyers. It was truly the two best decisions I ever made in my entire life. To kick him out of the house and to completely stop talking to him and only communicate through lawyers.
Yeah, so she kicks him out of the house that he probably paid for. Now let me show you why she stopped communicating to him.
The icky D word, divorce. I'm going through one, so let's talk about it. I am divorcing my husband of 22 years of marriage, and it is a high conflict. High conflict because, well, I blocked him on everything, and, well, before that, he cut me off financially, so it's a little bit tricky. Cut me off financially, I didn't have a dime to my name, not even a credit card. So, even though we built everything we had together, he just thought he deserved to have it all. But let's be honest, he couldn't have really done it without me, so.
He absolutely could have done it without her, and he probably did. Now, I'd like to hear his side of the story because if this was the other way around and the woman cut him off financially, nobody would bat an eye. It would just be a normal thing. But if a man does it, it's seen as financial abuse. Even if all he did was tell her, no, you can't buy another Chanel bag. We have bills to pay for. Somehow that gets classified as financial abuse, and then she gets revengeful and takes him to the cleaners.
There's that. We ended up going to court July 2nd, and it was a big win for me. The judge saw right through everything that he did and did not like that at all. Nope. In fact, that judge was rooting for the underdog, which is me. So, cheers to me. The other thing I highly recommend, if you are going through a pretty high asset divorce, hire a forensic accountant. Hire a forensic accountant. That accountant will be your best friend. I promise you. Yes, they're expensive. So for all of you trolls in the comment section, it's going to be so expensive. Yes, it will be. And it will be worth every dime. I promise. It's already brought me everything I want. So forensic accountant. And also stay strong with what you want, because I promise you, you're going to get what you need and what you deserve in the end. Promise. Judges, they split everything very fairly, at least in the state of California. So, yeah, there's that. So carry on.
Watching that was insufferable. This is a woman that knows how the court systems work, and she uses it fully. And her friends probably have sympathy for her. She probably looks like a nice lady that goes to the country club, has this whole social facade that makes her look like the victim, when in reality, she's here online bragging about how she took all her husband's money.
I'm getting divorced for the third time. Let's talk about it. You're allowed to change your mind, and you're allowed to grow, and you're allowed to evolve. After my first 2 divorces, I did the work. I got to know myself. I healed. I forgave myself. I learned how to love and respect myself, how to meet my own needs and to set boundaries and to raise my standards. That work led me to marrying an amazing man. Our relationship was healthy. I will be forever grateful. But we realized that there were incompatibilities we couldn't fix. Instead of forcing something that no longer fit, we made the decision to walk away with our friendship still intact. This has been the most peaceful, stress-free ending that I have ever experienced. Last weekend, my family and I scattered my stepdad's ashes. We shared stories and we laughed about memories. And you know what no one mentioned? His divorces, his breakups, his failed relationships, because those things are not what define us. It is not what people remember. At the end of the day, we are all just fucking dust. Knowing that gives me the courage to walk away from anything that no longer aligns with who I am, even when it's hard, even when people don't understand, and when they call me selfish. Here is my truth. I know who I am, and I like who I am. I don't live my life for other people's approval. I would rather be alone than in the wrong relationship. I don't need anyone. I stand on my own 2 feet. That is a powerful place to be. So here's to growth and self-respect, and to living in alignment, to always choosing yourself. If you want to release that guilt and raise your standards and step fully into the woman that you are becoming, my course, The New Woman Within.
Yep, here we have a serial divorcee. That smirk on her face just says it all. Women like this will typically find a man, divorce him, find another wealthy man, divorce him, rinse and repeat. All I heard in this video was just a bunch of justifications to leave a husband. That's basically it. Let's look at another video by her.
Divorce guilt runs deep, especially for moms. Here are the most common reasons moms feel guilty. I'm Leah Marie. Divorce guilt runs deep, especially for moms. Here are the most common reasons moms feel guilty. I'm Leah Marie. I help women through the mental and emotional side of divorce. Number 1, breaking up the family. You feel like you failed to give your kids the home you dreamed of. Or 2, putting your kids through pain. It hurts to watch them struggle with transitions or missing the other parent, or even watching them express sadness. Number 3, you feel guilty for wanting more for yourself. You believe that having higher standards, wanting to be happy, craving more from life makes you selfish. You feel guilty because you feel like sometimes you just didn't try hard enough, thinking you could have done more counseling, more compromising, more patience, worrying about finances. You feel guilty that divorce might mean less money, which means fewer opportunities, lifestyle changes for the kids. You're facing judgment from others, because people love to talk shit. Shame and guilt from family, friends, religious expectations. You even feel guilty about self-care. You feel bad taking time for yourself because you know that your kids are also adjusting to major changes. I want you to write down specific guilt statements that are running through your head. Naming them will take away some of their power and give you perspective. And then ask yourself the flip question. Would you want your daughter or son to stay in an unhappy or unhealthy marriage just to avoid guilt? If the answer is no, then why is it different for you? If you want to release guilt and build your confidence, check out my online course.
Yeah, more justifications. This woman really knows how to capitalize on other women. Not only has she probably taken all her ex-husband's money, but now she capitalizes on other women divorcing. Now, I don't know if these are divorce lawyers or just divorce coaches, but either way, they just seem completely crazy. And it's almost like there's no one that hates women more than women themselves.
I absolutely went into marriage knowing I was going to become a divorcee. There was no question in my mind. I knew at some point we would get divorced. The only question mark was when. I thought, when I'm 40, maybe I'd get that title. Maybe then I'd earned it, 10 years down the track. Because I think 10 years in a marriage, that's a pretty good innings in this day and age. That's like a good run. Turns out it was just the 3. In the end, that's all we kind of reached our limit with. But, still got the title in the end. And obviously, I don't want to get married ever again. However, double divorcee is a term that I'm living for. Almost would be worth getting married again for. But as I said, I'm not going to get married again unless it's someone with terrible health, no living other relatives, and a lot of money. In which case, inquire within.
There's women just completely losing it. The fact that double divorcee is a title they want is just crazy. Anyway, let me know what you think. Like always, see you next time. Bye.